Pimp My Setup episode number 241, recorded live on July 5th, 2017. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly, and that's producer Tom. Check him out on Twitter at Thomas Philly. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Just fantastic. Okay?
Fantastic. So now you're going from Spanish to all of a sudden you're Italian, eh?
No, it's doing a random voice. You know
Just
what I
a
mean?
random voice. Okay. So, hey, Pimp My Setup, episode number 241, like I said, we're moving through real quick, doing 3 episodes a week. So if you want to get on the show, pimpmysetup.com/Q is the place to do it. Get a fast pass. 2 people did it for this episode. Why don't you do it? Skip the whole goddamn line. pimpmysetup.com/perks. Also, setupatics.com, 33,000 people over there. Setupatics Discord, discord.gg/Matt. We got some people chilling over there, talking about things. And, yeah, some other stuff. Just read the description down below. Oh, Patreon. $1 a month, you get access to the Friday live streams, and then also if you subscribe on Twitch, you get access to those. Whatever, just check it out for yourself. Jeez. God.
Yes, get off his case, guys.
Hop off my dick. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, first set of the day, submitted by Jacob. He's 17. You set up for gaming and watching YouTube. He's going for a blue and yellow look, inspired by West Virginia. West Virginia!
West Virginia University.
Yeah. It's like Abba Shabba Ding Dong. West Virginia University.
Yeah.
What's that one Key and Peele skit?
Yeah. Hingle McGringleberry.
Man, if you guys haven't seen that, you need to watch it. But anyways, this is his setup. I had to enlarge it because the quality looked great, but the resolution was like the size of my pinky. And I was like, God, man, I gotta fix that. So, it's weird in some parts. It looks really nice.
It looks crisp right here.
Yeah. And then in other parts, it looks very blurry. So, not sure what's going on there. But, man, he's going for blue and yellow. He's got a red wall.
Someone said orange. So
orange.
It looks orange. Looks red.
It's definitely an orange-red. Maybe a mixture of fire.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good way to say it. So, I'm not sure exactly...
Oh, and there's a blue wall right there.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You couldn't tell?
I didn't. I thought it was just like... It just blended in. It looked like a black wall, if anything.
Yeah, so... It did at first look black to me, and then the more I looked at it, I was like, okay, that is like a navy blue.
Yeah.
So he's got that down. He's got a yellow wallpaper, so that right there is more than enough. So that's it for that episode. Let's move on. No, but it's funny because he actually has the same AC unit we have, Tom. You see that? He's still he has the blue tape like we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. See that? That's very good.
I thought we got rid of that.
Yeah, that's your bad right there. Yeah, that shit actually works great.
Yeah, I've had it on the whole day, so.
Yeah, it works really well. But anyways, the setup itself is very simple. There's not a lot to it. It's just sort of like... single monitor, keyboard, mouse, a lot of Pikachu shit, and it's interesting. Nothing too crazy. I like all the little knickknacks he has. Is it a little too much, Tom?
I don't think so. I think it. He doesn't have a lot of room to display it anywhere else. So I think having that side full of stuff and just a little bit near your monitors and all that. I think it's fine. I really do. So
the funny thing is, and I kind of agree with what a lot of people are saying in the chat. Why would you forcefully say you're doing blue and yellow? Although I get it. Right near his monitor, there's quite a bit of yellow. Little knickknacks, not the end of the world. But why wouldn't you just go for that blue and like reddish orange? Because first off, we don't see that reddish orange really ever. So it would be unique. It would work well. Why not just go with that instead of saying blue and yellow? Because had you not said the yellow part, I would have been like, this is pretty cool. But knowing what you're going for, and you're going for this West Virginia look, it kind of draws me away from the whole setup. Now, you also said a thing that's really irritating for him is that he's got to be under his bed. That's the only spot he has for his desk. And he's acting like, it sucks. It's the worst thing in the world. I'm like, that's not a big deal. Who fucking cares, man?
More room than what most people have.
Yeah. It's better to have this than a single little desk that can fit in a little nook. This works well. I don't think that's an issue. I think you're fine. So don't let that be the issue. I think more so the coloring should be your issue. So that's what I would say. And someone actually said that does make sense. It looks like the Broncos, the coloring, very much. And when you say that, it definitely looks more orange to me. Which actually, it looks so orange on that monitor.
It does,
and here, it looks kind of red. But yeah, I mean, it's a simple setup. Usability is pretty good. A lot of stuff on the desk, but not really the end of the world. And considering the amount of space that you don't really have wall space or anything like that. Theme was pretty well done. So, you have any final thoughts for him?
No, yeah, just stick to, if you can't change the wall colors, I would go with that orange-blue look. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I feel like that would be so much easier.
Yeah.
Next setup submitted by Peter. He's 40 years old and he used setup for gaming. Now, I couldn't really understand his email 100%. I don't know if he meant he was gaming for the last 12 years or he is 12-year-old at 12-year-old at heart.
He's 40, but he's like a 12-year-old heart because he loves games.
Okay, so this setup, you know, the first photo, you look at it and you want to say, God damn, this is going to get a great score. And then you go to the next photo and you're like, God damn, that's a lot of shit. And then you go back to the first photo and you're like, wow, actually, damn, there's a lot of shit on the desk too. Yeah. So you kind of go from this like immediate wow to yeah. So, man, at first glance, I thought that was a TV until, like, you know, I don't know, I opened my goddamn eyes.
Until I realized how dumb I was.
Yeah. So, the main issue with this setup, you know, you can have the best of the best. And this is the one thing that I always try to get across. It doesn't matter how much money goes into the setup, because I've seen people spend absurd amount of money, and their setup looks like a flaming turd, you know, for lack of a better term. But this is a situation where it's an easy fix. There's just quite a few things going on. Quite a few things. I mean, first off, where do I even begin? So I think maybe an extra desk, whether it be coming off the left, whether it be coming off to the right, or just a better drawer. Because if you look at the second photo, he does have a drawer off to the left side. Yeah. But obviously that's not cutting it. He needs more because, my God, you have controllers all over the place. So, like, they're cool because they're on the stand, but it would look better elsewhere on display, not taking up valuable real estate. In addition to all your pop vinyls, which really aren't that bad where they are, but they kind of add to what is the excess. If you go to the first photo, you can see them more on you can see, I mean, the one speaker's got 3, one of them being a 6-inch Winston, so it's like really kind of overkill in that sense. So although the vinyls aren't really taking up a lot, I think had they not been there, it would have maybe looked not as clusterfucked. But really, like, the racing wheel is something that I always recommend. Go somewhere else if you can do that. You know, all that stuff is really just kind of, when you break it down, it's not a lot on the desk. It's just, given the space and the way everything's arranged, it does look a little more crazy. Now, the biggest part, I don't even think, the biggest problem, rather, isn't really the top of the desk, but more so the bottom of the desk. My dude's got what looks to be 3 blue lounge cable boxes. Those white little boxes. He's got 3 of them. That is a big issue. God damn. I mean, normally I say, where are all these cables coming from? But I can obviously see there are a lot of things that have cables. It looks like you also have, I don't know if that's 2 subwoofers or one is just meant to, like, improve sound. I'm pretty sure those are 2 subwoofers, which is just crazy. And then, of course, your footrest is cool, but it's up right against, right up against the middle leg, you know? So, like, that seems to be a little bit of an issue, but I'm sure that's not the biggest problem you have here. Of course, the pedals got to go. There's just a lot of stuff under the desk to the right. You have like 47 different headphones. You have your sleeves for the cables, which is good, but you know, maybe you could have handled it better with some under desk management before having to get 17 different cable boxes underneath. I don't know. I feel like there is a lot you could do, and also it kind of throws me off that the middle leg is like rotated like that. Like,
yeah, it looks weird.
Doesn't it trigger you? Like just,
a little bit.
Just straighten it
I think it triggers me more that the footrest is off to the left, where it's clearly not in the middle of where he's sitting.
Yeah. Because think about the overall usability. I mean, I understand that you need to have that middle support. That's, I mean, a huge deal for the actual desk itself. But if you're going to keep the setup here in this situation, a 2x4 across the back, really get it into the wall, mount it up, will make such a big difference. And then at least then you can still keep legs under the desk, but you can put them more off to the side. That way you have that middle center. It'll make a lot more sense. But yeah, I feel like, and this is something Big Carl in the chat, he's been on the show I think multiple times. He knows what he's doing. He even said, you know, bring the cables down the leg and go from there. Don't bring them just down the middle. Don't have, because you have the cable box off to the right side. That one makes a little bit more sense. But then having 2 dead center, I mean, damn, that's really something. That's, you know, consider you should just mount the cable boxes under the desk. Really, though, the netting from the Bacan IKEA desk Something like that would be brilliant right there. Get a cargo net, lay all those cables in there, bring down only what's necessary down the legs. Simple. Amazing setup, though, really, in terms of accessories and theme and quality and stuff, but just organization is key.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, so next setup, submitted by Victor. He's 20 in his free time. He likes to ski and drive cars.
Other people's cars? He just, like, gets other people's cars.
Hey, get the fuck out of your car. I'm driving it. Like, okay, yeah, sure. No, honestly, this setup, I feel like I've seen it 30 times. And...
Has this guy been on the show?
I know, probably. I feel like I've never heard the name Victor in association to the setup. But here's the thing that triggers me. God, I love those posters so goddamn much, but I can never get them. Because I will become part of the issue.
Yeah.
The posters are so cool, and they have so many more posters, too. And this artist actually does more than just Star Wars, if you guys are interested. I know he does a lot of basketball players, which is really cool. But those posters, man... They've become sort of like the Stormtrooper wallpaper. They've become the Justin Maller of really art everywhere. And the hardest part about this setup is he's using triple monitors. He's got the very basic starter kit, which, again, isn't an issue, but I'm just saying this is something we've seen before. It's not something that's going to blow my mind because it's been done time and time again. But why don't you have a different wallpaper for, like, why do you have to repeat the same wallpaper 3 times? This is such a little irrelevant thing. It's not like I took points off of this.
It sounds really good. I mean, come on.
But don't you hate that? Like, get a triple monitor wallpaper or just do something different. Like, the same goddamn... Don't tell me it's actually like that on Earth, where there's, like, the same thing 3 times over.
Perfectly, like, even, symmetrical on each side.
And it doesn't
really match if you have, like, the Star Wars posters. I wish you had something maybe Star Wars related or...
Just something, you know?
It doesn't match.
Yeah, 2 comments I want to read. One person said it's the I have a better setup than you starter pack. And then someone else said setup's not unique. It's an everyday setup you will see everywhere. And it's very true. Now, I don't want to take away from what he's done, what he's been able to accomplish in terms of cable management and things like that, because he really did a great job, and the subwoofer's in a great spot. The freaking computer's in a great spot. The leg placement for the desk was done beautifully, as long as it's still getting the right amount of support. If so, that's wonderful. It's not being a nuisance to him. But a few things. The headphones being so far on the edge there, like, I get it. You know, you're tight on space, whatever, but that just looks dumb. It's like so close to the edge. Not a huge fan of that. And then the speakers also being so far to the edge, not a huge fan of that. And you're like, man, how did you fix that? Super easy, man. Mount those triple monitors, get them up a little bit, bring the speakers either closer because they can fit underneath, or you lay them down. Just like how you have the center one. Obviously, the center one is meant to be like that, but that would make more sense. You could push that back and get some more freedom there. You could even fit your headphones a little bit better. I feel like that would be ideal to make this work. But again, my thoughts on triple monitors still is the same. I'm not a huge fan as much as I used to be, because I just think about the practicality and the full usability and the functionality of it. For somebody that likes to ski and drive cars, does he need triple monitors? Well, we don't know, because he doesn't say what he uses the damn setup for. So
I like how it's like the poster, it matches the monitor. Like, it's like, you know, perfectly 3-3. Like, that's the reason I like it, the triple monitors in this setup, because it's like 3-3. It's like matches.
Yeah, he did a great job with lining everything up. But what about theme, though? Do you really think, because of the 3 monitors and the cap off to the right side, is that really a theme?
I mean, that's all you can really do with this amount of space. Like, what? Like, if you do raise the monitors, maybe you could put some pop vinyls underneath the monitors, or like some model cars or something like that. But it's not a lot of room in this area.
I mean, if you like driving cars,
put your favorite cars underneath. You can still do that now if you did even raise the monitors.
Even for the wallpapers, that would be pretty badass. You know, just little things like that. It is a cool setup, though. I don't want to take away, you know, my comments of it being something we've seen a million times over. Doesn't take away from the fact that you did an amazing job. So kudos. But a lot of people are saying ultra wide in the chat. Damn, do I agree. Yeah, that was me saying I agree. Anyways, let's go to the next setup. Thanks for watching. Submitted by Alec. He's 14. You set it for gaming. No, actually, graphic design and video editing. I'm just so used to saying gaming. This setup,
games, come on.
I wasn't even sure if I wanted to critique it, because it's so hard to get a good photo, but I think he did a pretty good job after emailing him 37 different times. Hey, first off, somebody chroma key out the green and make it look like he's in like a dungeon or something. That shit would be funny.
That'd be sick though.
Like, honestly, if he had a webcam set up and was streaming, he already has it set up perfectly.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, people are saying he's been on before. He has, but I think he had a very messy setup, which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
So the desktop itself, I'm pretty sure I remember saying this exact thing, like the dual mice, you know, everyone in the chat's like, what the F them off? But obviously it's for whatever he wants. But, you know, stuff here and there that I'm like very surprised by. The cables going in through the front drawer. Kind of feel like you might be destroying the cables just a little. Fuck it, right? But
get a new headphones.
But I thought that was pretty smart. I was like, that's kind of
it's got some leadway. It might be fine.
Here's the thing, though. If you're going to keep this long term, right, you're going to really keep this set up in this orientation, the laptop, the monitor being over there, I would honestly drill a little goddamn hole and run the cables through that. Or feed it through the back and drill a hole in the back of the drawer so you can just feed it in that way. I don't know if I would slam the damn drawer on the cables. Might not be ideal. Just my 2 cents there. But, man, a very Christmas-themed setup.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice pillows to go with it.
I call it like an Italy setup, you know, like red and green, some white maybe somewhere in the setup. Don't know where, but
you know what I like about this guy though? He literally goes from like the Star Wars shelf, which I wish that shelf was just centered to the damn wall. It just too close to the door, man. And I'm sure you close the door just a little too hard, that shit flies right off. So I just like center that. It would make a little bit more sense. But I like how he's got Star Wars there. He's got the Iron Man wallpaper, Iron Man pop vinyl. I just like that he's not sticking to one sort of interest. It's him. It's his setup, which I think is really cool. God, I wish there weren't blue headphones though, because that just doesn't that make no sense.
And he's got red, like the red headphone stand. So like, oh, nice. He has the red headphone stand. Oh, he's got blue headphones. Okay, that's fine. You know, whatever. Probably got him before he even thought about doing it, like having a good setup. So it's whatever.
Someone said that that desk already has a hole in it, which I'm sure it does because most of those pre-made built desks or whatever have the grommet holes.
Yeah, like in the back corner.
Yeah, if so, route it to that, man. That would make so much more sense. And get rid of the blue cable to your headphones because they really stick out like a sore thumb.
They do, yeah.
But I mean, considering what you're working with, how you're doing it, I mean, it works fine. And if you like doing graphic design and video editing with your laptop being the primary display and you have the secondary, that's fine. You know, you do you. But yeah, I just personally like have a hard time seeing how you can improve upon this other than like the simple little things I said without going for like a complete new setup altogether, right?
No, I could see that, yeah.
So,
for sure.
Hey, let's go to the next setup submitted by Gavyn. He's 14. He's set up for gaming and homework, and poor Falcons, man. How does it make you feel?
This setup?
The Julio Jones and the
I like the theme. He's got black and red. You know, he knows what he's doing with theme. Red, you know, and he's using the desk that he has. And you know what? It's a simple setup, but I think it's fine. I really do. I
just wish he was gonna clean it, because in the second photo we see underneath the desk there some stuff there here and there, easy to fix, but it just looks like in the crevice of like the shelves. I mean, we're seeing dust, we're seeing not sure what's going on there, but hey, in the first photo he's got 2 keyboards. The hell's going on?
Pretty cool, you know.
Pretty cool. No,
pretty different.
Pretty different. That makes more sense.
I'm just thinking that maybe he didn't realize that keyboard was in there and he never uses it, but he uses that one.
Yeah, he said, "Ma, I'm missing my goddamn keyboard. Can you just buy another one for me?
I need it for black and red setup."
And then he buys it, right? And then he's like, "Yeah, I found my other one now. I'm so sorry.
I don't want it."
Yeah, I mean, okay, next setup. But no, honestly, though, there's not a lot to say about this. It's very much, okay, I bought the stuff, I put it down,
it's a setup.
And there we are. Thanks for watching this episode. Yeah, so not sure what else to say. And yes, that's a great point, people in the chat. The mouse pad, my God, get a longer one. Stop buying keyboard mouse pads.
See, it's hanging off, basically.
Yeah, stop getting 10 keyless, whatever the fuck it's called. Stop getting those because it's not long enough. And you could see he even moved his keyboard over so that he had enough room to use his mouse. No, señor, por favor, mis amigos, ay caramba. Next, set of the day, submitted by Marcus25. You set up for doing tech support for his clients, as well as some PC gaming on YouTube. He enjoys horses and 4x4 cars. But we don't see anything related to horses.
Is that a horse?
Or
it's a saddle?
A saddle, yeah.
It looks like a horse, like, ooh. I'm a horse.
Yeah, man. So, Mark is the guy that says he moves very often. Is that what that was?
I didn't read the whole email.
Because he didn't say anything about it in the email, but Mark, I'm pretty sure he's in chat. Are you the guy that always moves a lot?
He wanted to get roasted.
Yeah, he did pay for a fast pass, guys, so I just want to put that out there. First thing I would say, okay, yeah, he said, yeah, I am. So, first off, if you move a lot, is this like your residence that you go back to, or is this one of the places you move into? Because the way I see it is, man, whoever mounted that TV was really feeling good. Like, it's a big TV. And then they finish it like, it's not a big TV. Because that's like 7 miles away. Like, that would literally break your neck, especially since it's connected to the PC. So, furnished apartment, okay. So was that already there? The TV already there, or what's going on? Because like that should have been way lower. But then again, the monitors are they're all so different and so small. Makes for such a big issue because the speakers aren't really in the best spot ever. I mean, they're really not that bad considering. Oh, it's not even his TV. So whoever furnished this needs to be slapped upside the throat. And yeah, can you imagine how? Because people think getting slapped in the face is bad. Imagine getting slapped real hard in the throat. And the best part is, you make him drink some water and then you do it. Ooh, that's gonna end poorly. All 20-inch monitors. Oof. Yeah. So between the boxes, being on top of the PC, having the PC there, having the monitors. Normally, I don't make fun of the actual equipment, but in this situation, I just feel like it's almost better to just sell all 3 of those or throw them in the garbage. Then you can keep them. But honestly, I would just go buy a 27-inch monitor for like under like $150-$200. Get yourself one single monitor, call it a day. Don't even use a TV. Don't use extra monitors, and really simplify your setup. You know, cable management is something that you need to work on, of course. And then, I don't know, I guess you're just taking 2 pieces of furniture that they already had, and then later on, you move to a new place and then you use whatever furniture they have to kind of build your desk. Because that's 2 pieces. That doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really work. But he said, wait until I get home. So I'm assuming at home he's got, because he said this is his little PC. I'm assuming he's got better everything, you know? So if that's the case, I really want to see that. But for now, yeah, it's like really hard to critique without being a huge dick. So of course, theme, but of course if he's moving, that's an issue. So I do feel like he's just kind of trolling right now with this
a little bit,
and then when he gets back home, it's going to be like,
yeah, he's gonna have a because he's watched the show a lot, he's been in the chat a lot, so he's knows,
not stupid.
Yeah, he knows what we like and what everybody likes and all that. So I think if he has his primary setup, he never had to move, he would have a sick ass setup for sure.
Yeah. And it's true, like Big Carl just said in the chat, having one monitor would be so much easier to move place to place. So, something to think about, some food for thought, dude. Yeah. And Designer Ethan made a good point. He said, do you sit on the saddle while on the PC? That's a great point. Like,
that would add a couple points to your score.
Yeah, it actually would. Usability is pretty dope. So, hey, let's go to the next setup submitted by George. George is 14. Uses setup for gaming as well as editing photos and videos. His YouTube is Carterzilla. So, hey, or Carrotzilla, I don't know. God, empty the freaking trash. That actually, literally, I'm not even kidding, lost him 15 points. We added a category called nasty, and you only get points if your setup's nasty. And God, I just wish common sense, just empty that shit. That's nasty. I don't know why I was saying nasty. So here's the thing. As much as I want to give us a great score, because I like, he's got his vinyl and he's got his amps and he's got his stuff like that. The speakers, no bueno. The right one is not even facing towards him. It's getting a little bit behind the monitor. The left one is completely blocked by Wally, the fuck man, or Evie, whatever, same shit. except it's not, but still. And then this desk, I don't think it really makes sense here because he's got 3 monitors. You sit dead center to that, but he's actually left rib, just right up against that curve, real hardcore. And don't tell me it's not, because that means you'd have to be sitting out here while your middle monitor's over there. So your left rib is right up against that. And it's funny because wasn't he on Setup Spotlight?
He was.
Here I am being a dick. But I always do this. Being on Setup Spotlight doesn't mean your setup's good. It just means we want to make videos of your setup. So congratulations. So he's like up against that. The usability really isn't that great because you have it right up against your goddamn ribs. And your speakers aren't even getting full usability. It doesn't really make sense to me, personally. Would you agree with that?
I could see that, yeah. I honestly didn't really notice when I was doing the Setup Spotlight, but yeah, the curvature doesn't really work for your triple monitor setup. It really doesn't.
Yeah. And I wonder if his hips lie. It's like, but really, though, I mean, that just doesn't seem great, especially given the speaker situation, the problems with your ribs. It just, I don't like it. And then having the stuff like the Xbox One on the left side, although that's cool and it makes sense, I feel like you could really get a new desk and make a lot more sense, but I'm sure you don't want to get rid of that. So in a situation like this, you're not using the desk the right way, and I can't really critique the rest of the setup because of that. It's still got a really good score because I took into theme, I took into accessories and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of that, right?
Yeah, no, that's basically all I have to say about it.
Final set of the day, submitted by Coady. He's 13. He's looking for ideas and suggestions. He knows his cables are a big issue, but he wants to know how should he fix the cables. This is another fast pass.
How to fix the cables?
Well, I'd start with actually making sure everything's in the wall properly, and then go from there. The cables, though, you attempted to do something with them. I wouldn't even... I would just... let them hang for now, man.
Don't half-ass it.
Yeah, really take a moment and think things through here. So, first thing, let's just look at the monitors. Yeah, they're too big for this desk. You have overhang on the right side. I'm sure overhang on the left, but the left looks even more angled in to prevent that. I think, if anything, you'd have to... I don't want to say it, but I guess a bigger desk, unless you mount all the monitors to the wall, and then you have no worries about them hanging to the side like that. Because also look at your mouse pad. The desk isn't deep enough, so it's on top of the stand. That's an issue. You have 2 controllers. They should really be on stands somewhere else. You need a better side piece. Maybe even make an L desk out of this. Don't use that glass desk thing over there that you already have set up. You need a place for your Xbox, your controllers, better storage, place for your headphones and stuff like that. That'll be a lot easier. If you do that, you keep it set up, it works well, out of sight from the actual main setup itself. Then on the main setup, you have the triple monitors mounted up. You have more space for speakers. You have more usability for your mouse pad, and you'll have more depth. I think that'll be ideal because right now this desk isn't deep enough. It's not wide enough. It's a big issue. That will help quite a bit. Then you get a Signum. You get the $5 kit from IKEA as well. Mount those cables underneath. Don't let them run down. If they have to go down, run them down the leg and then take it from there. You do like what that other guy did. Get some Blue Lounge cable boxes if you really want. Then you got to work on theme. You have all this open space. You have a bright blue chair, but I don't see anything else blue. So are you going for bright blue? Or are you going for, a certain kind of TV show, a movie, or an interest or whatever? You got to decide there. So decide what you want. Fill up the walls, whether it's shelves, whether it's really anything. You just fill it up. It'll make a lot more sense. The LED cable, obviously you don't want to have that main piece visible. That is the sensor, but you want to have that somewhere like behind your monitors. Then you just take the remote, point it over, easy as that. Take the remote, mount it under the desk, don't have it mounted to the leg. That would be a good idea. And yeah, I just feel like there's a lot you could do to fix this, but the best thing to do is take everything apart, put it to the other side of the room, start fresh, decide what you really need, and minimize on those cables, because I'm sure not every single cable's in need, No,
yeah.
So, huge room, really nice corner. You got to just figure out what you're going to do. Don't start and then think your way through, like, what if I did this? What if I... Just stop. Just take a moment, really think, what am I going to do? Plan ahead, and then take action.
A lot of potential in this setup, really. Yeah.
And I think that was probably the nicest one I've done. The nicest critiquing.
I think so.
Without flipping out on somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
Most people, if they, they're cocky and all that, it's like they'll get a beating. But you know what?
Yeah.
There's potential.
Agreed. Let's go. Jacob, 80. Peter, 84. Victor, 90. Alec, 82. Gavyn, 74. Mark, 66. George, 78. Coady, 50. There you go. Victor, first place. Congratulations. Here's nothing. Okay. Thanks for watching this episode of Pimp. My setup is number 241. We're going to live on July 5th, 2017. Minus my Philly. Find me on Twitter. I'm Philly. That's Thomas Philly. Check him out on Twitter at Thomas Philly. That's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.